Let's get more now on the migration figures. Small boat crossings are down by more than a third this year, but last year was still the second highest number on record. Let's speak now to Dr. Mike Jones, Executive Director of Migration Watch UK. Very happy New Year to you. So what do you make of these figures?
Well, there's been a slight downturn due to the weather conditions. You've got to realise that the number of channel crosses fluctuates from month to month, season to season. Overall, there has been a slight decrease due to the returns policy that the British government has with the Albanian government. However, the numbers are still too high, and they'll continue to grow this year if the Rwanda plan doesn't get off the ground.
Yeah, and the Immigration Services Union saying actually the figures, 2023 figures, there was actually a glitch in their system, and they suspect that in 2024 the figures will jump. What are your predictions for this new year?
Well, it all depends on political events and what happens in the House of Commons and then the House of Lords with the Rwanda plan. I mean, ultimately, if you can't detain and deport these people quickly, making it economically irrational to cross the channel, then the numbers will continue between, 35 to 45,000.
The government pumping £480 million into the border force with France to strengthen ties there. Is that the right move? Is it a win for the government, essentially?
Well, it may make a difference at the margins, but ultimately we don't have a returns policy with France. The French are chaperoning these people in dinghies to the midpoint in the channel, and when they arrive at that point, we're obliged under international law, such as SOLAS and the UN law on the sea, to take these people back to British shores.
Let's talk about visas now, because international student visas, there's changes in place today. We know that family visas have been under scrutiny. What's your take on this? Because there are many voices that say, hang on a second, the government here are making it really hard for people to come and work here and to just bring their families.
Well, I think the ban on postgraduate visas, obviously excluding PhD students, is very sensible. I mean, when I graduated in 2005, that's a very long time ago, but the number of student visas doled out was around 200,000. Latest figures this year, including dependents, it's just shy of 650,000. And many of these dependents are economically inactive and impose a net burden on the British taxpayer.
What about the area of social care there? Lots of people from abroad prop up that system. Is that going to see a dent in care services for people up and down the country?
Well, relying on foreign labour could jeopardise care services, as the Migration Advisory Committee pointed out, because many of these people are subject to modern slavery. The reason there are shortages in the care work sector is because wages aren't high enough. If wages reach the market clearing level, then you'll have sufficient domestic workers to do these jobs, which was the case for many, many decades.
So actually the key to solving this potentially is sorting out the economy.
Yeah, you need a restructuring of the political economy. We need higher wages, better conditions, but you also need a cap on work visas and student visas because, companies, public bodies need to readjust their business models to cater to, British-born workers.
OK, both parties, Labour, the Conservatives, they say that migration as a whole is too high. From your point of view, this is likely to intensify as we head into a general election, isn't it? One of those big issues.
Yes, it's, what they call a valence issue. It's a huge concern to large numbers of people, and it's quite salient. But political parties and politicians talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. They're quite Janus-faced when it comes to immigration. They'll often promise to reduce numbers but when you look at their actual policies, the numbers will either stay the same or they'll increase, which is what we've seen with the Conservative government.
OK, well, really good to get your thoughts. Appreciate that, Dr. Mike Jones. Thanks so much.